Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to episode 2 of the Ask Coach Josh show. I'm excited for today's show just because I'm covering a topic that is extremely important to me, and that's personal development. So, we had a lot of questions that were asked between yesterday and today, and the one that I picked for today's episode is from Jill, and she asked me, what is your favorite personal development book? So what I want to do though is I want to take you kind of back in time for a minute and explain how I got involved in personal development. Back when I was 15 years old, I was traveling all around the country playing baseball. And the thing with baseball is that it's a sport of failure. And if you have a hard time dealing with failure, you're really going to struggle in the sport. So I really had a hard time dealing with failure. But on top of that, I had a hard time with self-confidence, and it's something that I lacked greatly. So I remember one day in particular, I was playing a doubleheader, and I struck out my first at bat. And what happened was I started fearing striking out. So every time I struck out, I feared that I was going to strike out the next time. And because I feared that I was going to strike out, guess what happened? I struck out again. And then because I struck out again, I feared that I was going to continue on that path and strike out again, and I struck out again. And that just kind of happened all throughout the day. And at the end of the day, it was so bad and I was so defeated that I went home and I was upstairs in my room and I just sat there with my head in my hands on the floor, just thinking about whether or not I should give up on baseball or what was I going to do? Like, how was I going to overcome this? And I remember I got this knock on my door, and I never said come in. My dad just kind of opened the door, he walked in, and he threw this book on my bed, and the book was called The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And that's Schwartz. And he just said, son, you're going to read this book. So I listen to my dad. I respect my dad greatly. When he tells me to do something, I do it. So I picked up that book and I started reading, and I just could not put it down. It taught me how to deal with failure. It taught me how to have confidence in myself. I started learning how to replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And from that moment on, I was kind of addicted to personal development. So The Magic of Thinking Big is, Jill, my favorite book. It's the one I recommend the most to all of my customers, all of the coaches on my team. If you struggle with confidence, if you struggle with dealing with failure, this is the book for you. I love this book. I've read it probably 3 or 4 times. I continue to go back to this book to reference things just as a reminder. And man, it's an awesome book. You guys will love it. That's my answer. So remember, if you have a question for me, hashtag AskCoachJosh on Twitter, or you can just go to my Facebook page and post on the page using the hashtag AskCoachJosh, and I will pick one question every single day and I'll answer for you. See you guys next episode.